Welcome back to my channel. It's been maybe a month or so, maybe longer, I'm not sure. But I was dealing with a bug where every time I used the Godot game engine with my recording software, Action, it would crash both of them. So that's not very good when you're trying to run a channel about developing a game. In the meantime, I decided to create a flow chart to map out the user experience. And it occurred to me that I haven't been very clear on what this game I'm developing is about. So here is the flowchart. Getting right into it, you'll have your start node, which is basically you just starting up the game. The game will figure out if you are on mobile or PC. I plan on supporting both. And then it will take you to the main menu with an interface based on which one you're running. So from there, you can exit the game. You can start a new game, load an old one, or go into the options, which will have different graphics, sound options, save and load, that kind of thing. So if you start a new game, you will have to choose a faction. I plan on supporting 3 factions, and each faction will be subdivided by a leader, some kind of faction leader. So even if you are a technology faction leader, there will be multiple other technology faction leaders that you'll have to contend with through diplomacy, war, subterfuge, any of the above. And same if you pick any of the other 2 factions. So from there, you'll load into the strategy map. This is going to be the meat and potatoes, the main hub, as you can see from everything going back to the strategy map. So this will be I'm thinking it'll be a planet. So you'll be able to rotate the planet and look at all of the land that there is to conquer, purchase, gobble up. And the point of the game is to become the greatest nation, I don't know, conquer the globe, I'm thinking. But you'll be doing this with one of 4 different activities that you can do on the strategy map. So, diplomacy, this will be your peaceful route to victory. You can either convince other factions that it's in their best interest to join you, that your leadership and culture is beyond reproach, and they will just willingly let you annex their territory, or you can perhaps purchase land from other factions. So if another faction is down on their luck, you can swoop in with your financially stable economy and purchase up land and get bigger and bigger. But regardless of if you are going the peaceful route, you will need armies, and you'll have multiple armies on the strategy map at any given time. Even if you are peaceful, you will have to be able to defend yourself from factions that are perhaps not so peaceful. And from here, you'll be hiring generals and captains and figuring out your army composition. This will be a real-time or semi-real-time battle with your armies. So that is this activity here. So you manage your armies and you will use them on the battle map. I say just army management, but this is also where you will be managing your agents. So if you don't want to go completely peaceful, but you don't want to be an invader that everyone hates because you are just sending out your armies and conquering the globe, you may want to do it in a more quiet, sneaky way. So you'll send out agents on stealth missions to maybe perform assassinations or some kind of sabotage, whatever you can to give your faction an edge in the global strategy map. And maybe, I don't know, transferring funds, some kind of internet hacking, that kind of thing. So there will be multiple different types of stealth missions, which I will get into at a later date when I start fleshing this out more. But there will be multiple different ways to go on stealth missions, and same with the battle map. There may be different objectives to either hold out for a certain amount of time, completely conquer the armies, that kind of thing. I plan on attempting to get clever with the different types of battles and stealth missions that you can have. So, the strategy map is turn-based, and so every turn you will do one or any number of these activities, and each turn there will be a check to see if you have become powerful enough to trigger the end game. I'm thinking there will be some kind of invasion, maybe aliens, or maybe all the factions band against you. The idea here is once you start steamrolling the AI and it becomes clear that there's no chance for them to defend against you anymore, there'll be some kind of endgame scenario where you perhaps have to work with the factions that you have previously been conquering and unite against a common enemy. So, I don't know, aliens landing, something like that. I also like the idea of the singularity. So maybe Skynet becomes sentient and your technology turns against you and you have to unite against it so the robots don't take over in the robo-apocalypse. I don't know, something like that. Some kind of big flashy end game. And if you get defeated by any of the factions or the endgame invasion, each turn it'll check if you lost. And if you lost, it'll kick you out to the endgame screen where you will have to go back into the main menu. Oh, there's supposed to be an arrow there. That is why we flowchart. And I might do a little bit of cleaning up of the UI. This isn't final. Options might turn into more of like a settings thing, and then save load would be probably replace resume. And then from the strategy map, you'll just go back to the main menu to save your game. Although I do intend to have an autosave feature for each turn. But that is the general flow of the game and the general idea of what you're going to be doing in it. I hope this clears things up. Maybe I will put a little mix of gameplay from the inspirations that I drew from, and it'll give you more of a visual representation of what these different activities are going to be and the strategy map is going to be. Because there are no original ideas anymore, just evolutions of ideas. So perhaps I'll do another video at a later date that will go through all my inspirations and show you what ideas I'm cherry picking and what I'm going to change. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you look forward to many more videos in the future now that I can actually make them. I will see you in the next one.